Little bits of controversy. All right, you ready for this? We're going to ask you a few questions. Now, one of these things, a good thing, you kind of got to practice already, a little practice round in. We talked about crawfish. That was one of the questions I was going to ask you. Do you dust crawfish or not?
Yeah.
So we know that now. You do. That's fine. Do your thing there. You did mention something a while ago, though. Water or stock. I mean, how do you roll
So growing up, we were water people. Stock is a luxury. Water's free. Stock was like $1 and some change. That's a luxury.
I like it.
When I was growing up. And so now I'm a stock girly, but I actually do make it myself most of the time. But yeah, I mean, it took me a little while to get to that point. I've always been just a water girl. If you season it right, you really almost can't tell the difference. But if I use stock now, it's because I make it myself.
Great. There you go.
There we go. That's awesome.
I hadn't even thought of that
insight,
one either, and you brought it up. So you brought your own question to the game.
I had to write that one down.
I love it.
Yes, you did. That's why I had to get the answer. So let me ask you this. There's a couple of more. I'm going to regroup on this a little bit. So if you had to eat one type of food for the rest of your life, what would it be? I know that's tough because variety is awesome, but
pasta. I love pasta.
Pasta.
I love pasta.
I have to agree with you.
And
like,
especially if it's handmade.
I have to agree with you.
Handmade.
Do you make? I was going to say, do you make your? I would figure you made your own.
That is, I mean, if you've never had handmade pasta, you are missing out. And it's not difficult. It's labor intensive, but it is so worth it. So worth it.
Wow. Oh man. Yep, I love some pasta myself. Back to the cooking thing. So okra and the gumbo, yeah, you're nay, I know.
Personally, I like it. My husband does not. So as it stands right now, I don't make it with that in there. Because he wouldn't eat it. And why am I gonna make a pot of gumbo if
that he's not
gonna eat it? So I do like it. I don't mind it. I really like okra. I think I've got like 3 jars of like pickled okra in my icebox at the moment. I love it. But I don't do it now just because it's not a family favorite.
And see, I'm in the opposite. I like okra in my gumbo. My wife does not. So when we first when she first started making gumbo and we were together, I would say I like okra in my gumbo. She says, "Well, you're gonna have to make your own gumbo." Then.
Right.
So now I don't eat okra in my gumbo. So.
Yeah. See, my husband doesn't cook, so if I don't cook, he doesn't eat, poor baby.
Right.
Oh yeah.
Right.
I feel so sorry for your husband. Yeah, I just feel so bad for him.
That's what I said.
He ain't missing many meals, I do not believe. And he's getting good ones too. I'm jealous of him, frankly.
That's what's great. She's doing TikTok videos every day, and he gets the benefits of this fantastic meal.
Yeah.
Good gosh.
He's got the best job on earth. He's the sampler.
He's my guinny pig.
That's right. That's what JR is the handler. You should bring your husband on, do a podcast, and call him the sampler.
The handler and the sampler.
Spitball in here.
That's awesome.
And he works hard, though, so he can
good.
eat all that food because he's going to work it off anyway.
He's going to burn it all off.
Yeah.
That's right.
Well, yeah. Good Lord, that sounds. Oh man, I wouldn't thought about that element. That just hit me.
That's what everybody says, and he's not.
So
I mean, he's about that big around. He eats, but he works it off. I mean,
right.
That's good.
He burns. Yeah, he goes. Yeah,
lucky sucker.
Yeah, that's awesome. All right. Okay, Brittany. Hey, I know you mentioned earlier that that your parents were your biggest influence, in your cooking and kind of what helped you to develop what you we see now on TikTok videos and on social media. But as far as like getting things out there and like in the digital world and actually putting stuff out there, what type of an influence was Bubba the Love Sponge for you?
What?
Bubba the Love Sponge. I wanted, the influence that you mentioned. I read your bio that he was a really big influence for you with your social media as far as the digital world that you're trying to get everything out there. Just curious how that came about.
Confused. Who is that?
Yeah, as you should be. No, we're
That's
all.
what we wanted. Who is Bubba?
Like, I'm thinking of my dad's best friend. His name is
like,
Bubba, and I was like, how did you know that?
Oh my Lord!
It's a big, powerful podcast.
Is he a love
we
sponge?
can get in touch with anybody.
Is he a love sponge?
We do our deep dives. We do the research here at Tigs Bits. We get what we want, the info. No.
Lord, no.
She was like, I never heard him called the Love Sponge. I've known Bubba for
well, who he's talking about, Brittany, is Chad's favorite radio personality in Florida. And every time we have a guest on, he asks, he ties it in somehow. Do they know Bubba, his guy he likes on radio, Bubba?
Yes.
So
it always creates a fun little clip. And
understand.
I can see him sweating over there.
His
I was going to
his
stretch it
show's
out
a fan
further.
of our show. We're actually on his podcast network with our regular podcast and stuff outside the TV show.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's just him, Chad, being silly because I looked at, and I was like, "Where's he going?" And I'm thinking,
I was too.
Does she know Bubba? I mean, you sold it on all of us, Blasey.
You did. Great job.
That's right. I twisted it that time.
Did I put something in and then I was like, wait, are you talking about like Bubba? How do you know that?
Do you have a website for everybody to go to, or does everybody just need to go to your bio and instant on it?
It's so it's in my bio, and it's essentially a link that opens a page that has links to everything. So if you click that link, it opens another little page that has like my shipping address, my name, and it has like my Amazon, which I don't really ever update, but it has like my Amazon, and it has links to my cookbooks, and it has links, I believe, to all my other socials, and links to like Pepper the app and a couple other things I believe are in there. That every time, like, I link to like all of my favorite like cookware, like my McWares, my Magnolites, my cast irons. There's links to all of those in there. Well, for the Magnolites, it's just a link to the history, but it's just it's just a bunch of links in there that I think are like useful and informative and stuff like that.
Very cool.
Very nice, very nice. Yeah, and y'all go check her out. Go get her cookbook.
Yeah, absolutely.
Both of them. Can't wait for another one. And I mean, there's so much of this onion to unpeel. Hopefully, we can have you back on and catch back up about some stuff.
We'll do a travel episode, and you can tell us about your passport.
We do need to. We've got left that little nugget out.
Yeah, we can dive into that. It sounds
like give you some insight. It led me to running down the streets of New Orleans by myself, literally running.
Wow.
Oh.
I cannot wait to hear the story.
There you go, folks. We've got a tease, so she has to come back on.
You got to come back now.
She has to. Or we may have one night when we go live. If you would be willing to come on live, and you can
that'd be a fun
bring some of your audience over too. It could get wild, or we may just shut it down. We'll see. Well, awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming on and visiting with us, Brittany. We can't wait to talk to you again.
I'm excited. Thank you for having me. This was fun.